Hello and welcome everybody to the Blockade podcast. Today we have Mellow Cat joining me on the desk, along with Auros, Caeden, and Bobbie as our guests.
Hello?
Hello?
All right, I'm
Hello?
gonna have you guys individually kind of just like introduce yourselves so that people can just get a quick rundown of all your voices to get used to it. Auros, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Auros. I'm a Beat Saber modder, and I do a lot of things around the Beat Saber community ever since 2018. I also work on Score Saber's UI and also more recently the replay system, the new one. And that's pretty much it.
All right, Bobbie, you next.
Hello, I am Bobbie. I'm a BSMG staff member, modeler. You might know me from Custom Notes or the Beat Saber Friday Night Funkin Pack I just put out recently that got a good bit of traffic. I just do whatever interests me. So modeling, kind of messed around a bit with it all, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, Caeden.
Hello, I am Caeden. I am the Fresh Meat BSMG staff. I have also made mods and programs. Most notably, you might have remembered me as the creator of Counters Plus and the current main developer on the CoreMapper project.
All right. I'm gonna let you guys kind of just like freeform, I guess take each question as you choose to take them, and just like have the conversation go on from there. So, what got each of you into modding, and what is your background that led to your interest in modding?
I guess I'll start. For me personally, it was actually like a dare or like a bet to another modder at the time, Reality Quintuple. I think a few of us Beat Saber boomers remember him, but yeah, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make a mod," and he's like, "Bet," and that's how I got started. Uh, before that point, I was a pretty like novice programmer. I've tried and failed to make games in the Unity engine,
Mm-hmm.
and but at that point, I made like a few simple like point and click kind of stuff.
Yeah, Reality and Quit Tippled was definitely he was a character. He was like one of the most influential early modders. Like he was the guy who originally made like a custom notes proof of concept, but never really released anything. He also made a blue screen on Miss, which is a mod
Oh,
many of us remember fondly.
oh no, what?
It should go without saying that it worked perfectly.
Oh
Yeah, no,
no.
it did
I
what it
remember.
advertised for sure. Yeah.
I remember trying it once.
Did it work? Any issues?
No, I got exactly what I was promised. I missed a note and I blue screened. It was beautiful. It gave me tears of joy and of panic.
Yeah, for sure. I think modding wise, I pretty much just got started because like I wanted certain things that no one else was really working on. I think custom notes was like my first early project because at this point Reality Quintupled had stopped participating in the Beat Saber community for the most part.
Mm.
And at this point no one was really working on it, and I figured it would be fun, so I just kind of messed with stuff until it worked, and kind of put together a scuffed thing and made a video, and people thought it was neat, and eventually I got like a bunch of help along the way. I think Kyle 1413 helped rewrite parts of it because it was pretty bad, and then Pespiri, and then eventually Auros here helped make the mod not awful and actually like using proper systems. But before I got into modding, I've kind of always been like a a technology oriented person. Like I was messing around with making websites when I was like 8 or whatever, just from a very young age. There's there's a computer, you kind of mess around to see what you can do with it.
All right,
I think
wow.
before Beat Saber modding, I hadn't made much that I'd actually released. It was mostly just like messing around with stuff, except for a couple of things related to Night Scout, which is a open source project to host your blood sugar in the cloud. Since I'm diabetic, so I made like a Chrome extension so you could see your blood sugar in Google Chrome, which is pretty helpful.
That is, I actually should try that out.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
I remember it was probably the fact that I wanted to become a better player, and at the time I was on Vive wands, and my tracking wasn't the absolute best. I kept on having issues. So then I was like, I wonder if there's anything I can do about this. So I made autopause, the original, where upon you losing FPS or tracking, it'll pause the game for you, so you would have more time to recover from that. And it was pretty bad at first. It worked, but it was also pretty bad. It definitely caused a lot of why is my game pausing and saying tracking error detected?
Oh man,
But
yeah, I remember that.
over time, I wanted to make mods just so I can just kind of make something different.
Yeah,
I am a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to things, so there are a lot of mods that just never saw the light of day.
yeah.
Where I felt like I couldn't really make them and like make them how I wanted them to be. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna shelve it and then never saw it again. But I definitely like making mods. I like starting from scratch and just kind of writing things up from the ground, which is why I have so many mods. And then that just led to just me making as much as I could. And then here I am.
Yeah, you guys are kind of cracked.
Yeah, if we die in a car crash or something, the entire Beat Saber community is gonna fall apart.
Pretty much.
Don't worry, I'll let you know then. We will be the first.
It has to be a new era of modders. But I'm actually curious. I know you guys had mentioned like a very brief like sprinkle of modding past. Have you guys modded any other games prior to Beat Saber?
I haven't.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, I think I tried modding Minecraft, and then I looked at Java for 5 minutes, threw up, and then never did it again.
Oh, okay, yeah. I will revise my answer. I did have a little sprinkle of time where I was dabbling with Minecraft plugins.
Hmm.
Yo.
And before that point, I was using like a Minecraft plugin that offered a scripting language called Script with a K. Uh, I grew up past that scripting language. It had its own like issues and constraints, and I tried going into Minecraft plugins. But yeah, like Bobbie said, I took a look at Java for 5 seconds and I immediately threw up and I moved on.
That's how it goes.
Okay, writing that down. If I ever need to throw up, Java.
Yeah,
It's not that it's hard. It's just gross.
yeah.
Java, sheesh.
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 I talked to Auros about this a couple of times because I have been interested in getting into modding myself. But if you guys had to choose a programming language, what would your go-to be?
C#.
Yeah, I mean it depends like on the project, but like C# is, especially if it's your first, it's pretty easy to get into and like somewhat easy to understand compared to something lower level like C++.
Hmm.
And it also is like relatively fast and well performing. It takes like a little longer to write than something like JavaScript or Python, but it's also a lot faster. But it depends on what exactly you want to do.
Okay.
That is a little bit of a tough question. For me, it would either be the two between C# and JavaScript.
Mm.
Both languages, well, JavaScript more so, they're both easy to get into. Later versions of C# has definitely made it easier to get into by having some niceties for newer programmers. The syntax that you will learn through JavaScript and C# can like pretty much directly translate into not only like between the two, but also between other languages like C++, regular C, even Java. They
Mhm.
both use very similar syntax. Very similar, but not quite.
Yeah, pretty much like any programming. Once you know one programming language, for the most part, you kind of know what works, and it's just like syntax differences, maybe like small structural differences depending on what language, but they're all pretty similar.
I will say that JavaScript is probably a bit easier to get into than C#, but
Mhm.
if you're up to the challenge, C# is an excellent place to get started.
I like to call C# the Swiss Army knife of just programming in general because
Mm.
it's very general and it can do a lot of things pretty well. There's
Yeah.
definitely some projects where you definitely want something more specific. Web development, JavaScript and TypeScript are obviously the king. If you're doing data science, everything like that, Python is probably the best bet. But there's so much you can do with C# and and it's really fun to work in.
Yeah, I think I'll agree on all
Yeah,
those with that.
that's a good summary.
Like if you imagine like a quick spectrum of programming languages where at the bottom you have like the lowest level closest to bare bones as you get and the highest level of like Python, JavaScript at the very top, then C# covers like a wide portion of that.
Yeah.
You can go as high level or as low level as you want with C#.
That's actually kind of similar to a way that a friend of mine described the drawing tablet that he recommended to me, basically saying like it's something you can be a beginner on and it's something that like the pros like still use pretty regularly. It has like a really good upper limit.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have there been any lessons that you guys learned from modding through Beat Saber that you were able to apply to other games like Gorilla Tag, for example?
I guess like a lesson you definitely learn pretty early on is let me think how to say this. You have to assume that 12-year-olds are going to be using what you make.
Right.
Like there has to be decent documentation. So, if you're putting a mod on GitHub, you really should have a README with install instructions, even if it's like somewhat widely known. Like I'm sure most people know to install a Beat Saber mod. If it's a DLL, you can put it in the plugins folder. If it's a zip, you can unzip it into the Beat Saber folder directly. But
Mm-hmm.
just having instructions is going to save you a lot of headache and like DMs or random GitHub issues that say, how do I install this?
Yeah.
And just like if your mod has UI in game, making it clear and easily usable to people who aren't necessarily used to what you do, because a lot of times like when you're making something, you assume everyone is as familiar as you with like Beat Saber modding and how VR works, but you kind of have to cover some bases, even though it might seem redundant.
You don't cover your tracks, you show exactly where they are, and you create a really nice detailed map to it.
Yeah.
For me, I'd actually be like optimizing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing I've learned about making Chrome Apple the most, it's that you get like I don't think anyone truly appreciates how much work Beat Games puts into optimize Beat Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Like over like course of like 2.5 years I've been working on that thing. I found out and utilized more like a lot of the ways Beat Saber optimizes the game, and holy moly, are they good at what they do.
That's actually reassuring to hear. You don't get to like hear about stuff like that a lot in the community. Just like what kind of how they compare to maybe like other studios when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah, Beat Saber is a very well optimized game, but it's kind of sad to see that a lot of people kind of don't really see it, especially the modding community, since there are
Yeah.
some mods which certainly don't follow the same level of optimization at all.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And to be fair, a lot of like Beat Games, the studio has a lot of like trained like professional programmers. They've been doing what they've been doing for years. And in the modding community, you have a wide range of programmers ranging from these people legitimately got hired by studios for their work on Beat Saber mods to people who just are starting up today.
Right.
Like there's quite a range of experience levels in Beat Saber modding.
Yeah, especially in the Quest community, there's a lot of younger people who are kind of getting into programming and have mostly learned like good modding things through Beat Saber, and it's their first time. They're kind of getting used to stuff. That's pretty much what I'm like, at least for C#.
And it's not a bad thing too.
Yeah, no,
like,
not at all.
modding is actually like a really good way to get programming experience.
I can imagine. Like you guys can do some really impressive stuff, and you
Mhm.
have. All right, Mello, you want to grab the next question?
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I went like blank for a moment. The first thing I thought of when you said that was the duck hunt mod that Auros was working on for a little bit.
Yeah,
I freaking love that thing. That thing was cool. But I guess to keep it on topic,
Know how that worked. Yeah.
were there any mods that you had an idea for that anyone else got to like before you? Because I think we've all like anyone that has like a creative like outlet has ever experienced that. Like I've thought of making a song and someone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it now." It's like, well, shit. So have you guys ever experienced anything like that?
I that a long time ago, like 2018, I had the idea of making I called it Ghost Mode, and it was originally going to be for a BSMG Halloween contest
Mm.
where you would have various ghosts of past players playing the same level as you, just as
Oh,
you're playing it.
Oh,
And
interesting.
that was pretty much like think Skull Saber replays, but happening while you're actually legitimately playing it.
Yeah.
But that never took off, mainly because I didn't care too much about security and optimizing, and it just had a lot of holes that would make it pretty not something I would call my best work, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that obviously after that, Skull Saber added official replays and did it much better than I would.
Yeah, I don't. Usually, it happens the opposite way for me. Like I can't imagine any times I've really wanted to make something and then someone else made it and I was like, oh man, if that has happened, which I don't remember, I'm sure I would I'm always glad to not be the person to do stuff. It's less work for me. But usually it's like me hoping that someone else will do something. Like I recently put out a mod called the Model Downloader that just lets you browse models from Model Saber in game
That
with
is
the
such a fantastic mod.
yeah, no, but I have been waiting for someone else to do that for 3 years and nobody did it. So I just cranked it out in like a day because the Model Saber, like interacting with Model Saber is kind of I like it's not amazing. So someone had to do it because
Pretty funny you said that, because you can actually probably go back in BSMG and like find old screenshots of it. But like I was working on a mod where you would have one interface to download anything from songs, playlists, models, you name it. It was supposed to be all just kind of one in-game mod, and it just kind of you were able to download everything. I never actually finished it. I was running into issues. I couldn't quite remember what, but essentially it was basically going to be the one downloader for everything. But I actually wanted to bring that back again, and work on it, especially after I gained more skills and stuff like that. But the issue is I wanted to wait until either I or someone else made a new Model Saber.
yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I was hoping a new Model Saber version would come out, but then
Yeah.
like
about a new model saber, I think there have been 4 projects to create a new model saber, and every single person has given up on the idea.
Oh,
Nobody wants to
man.
do it.
The main
So
issue is keeping compatibility with like the old system and making something new as well.
there's just so much you have to consider. Like the current model saber is built upon a layer of compatibility with the old one, and then if you want to make a new one, you have to make sure everything is compatible. Plus, like a new model saber would ideally be hosting quest stuff, so quest models. You have to figure out quest models. You have to add a bunch of stuff for that, and you have to be like relatively sure the format isn't going to change, because the format for quest models has changed a lot over the course of time, just because of modding progress. Like for PC models, you can generally take a model from June of 2018 for PC, and it still like works, just because of how much backwards compatibility you can do with PC. But for Quest, not quite the same.
Mhm. Okay. Are there any mod ideas? You guys brought this up earlier that some mods don't actually see the light of day. What are some mods that you guys kind of had to rack your brains with that might still just like be on the shelf?
I can't really personally, I can't really think of anything. I think what I wanted my first mod to be was like a modifier where the back of your sabers are flashlights, and you have to shine them onto notes to see them. So you can only actually see notes when your sabers are backwards. But I never made it because I think that would have been pretty awful to play.
It's like some Luigi's Mansion stuff. That's actually kind of cool. I'd be down to play that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like how, in a very loose way, it's kind of what Chroma Toggle does. Kind of, it's like similar. You have to rotate your sabers back, but
That's
I never got
exactly
around
what
to
I
it.
was thinking of, because
Yeah, yeah, I was also about to bring up Chroma Toggle, the rewrite of Chroma Toggle.
yeah, because your arms are kind of in like the same position when
Mhm.
you're using like at least the inverted sabers.
Yeah.
Actually, about 4 months ago, I actually made a list of like most, if not all, of the mods that I've kind of made.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It's actually a little bit outdated and still missing some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I made an updated list even further, but just to name a few of the mods that I've either made or fully made or only partially made that I just kind of never released because I couldn't finish the last thing, or I just couldn't release it for one reason or another. Just to name a few, we've got Die UI, which was supposed to be a mod which allowed you to change like the way the main menu looked, because everyone was complaining about how it looked. So
Right.
this would have allowed you to use your joystick to move around like every single button individually, change the images, change the skewing, change all the text. Basically, like a lot of customization.
Yeah.
I couldn't. The issue was I couldn't get it in a way that it was very. I had to do a lot of hack work to even get it to get everything to work seamlessly. And I'm very glad I didn't release the mod, because they changed how the way the menu looks like 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Since the 1.12 update originally came out.
yeah, it would have been a nightmare to maintain, probably, with how
Um,
much they repeatedly changed it.
Another mod that I was working on was Time Flux, which allowed you to use your triggers to control the speed of the level, and depending on the speed you were using, it would you would gain more or less points, and there was a whole leaderboard system involved. I never released it because I just never finished it. Same with Season Saber. That was a kind of like a ranked-ish kind of season kind of playing. There are some songs you play on. Whoever gets the highest scores or the highest objectives. There was even like different modes like golf mode and stuff like that. And
Actually,
it,
that
it reset every season.
that topic I actually brought up when Cube Community did their podcast back in the day. I had asked, they were taking questions from Twitch chat, and I asked, like, do you guys think that like a season system would be interesting? And they weren't feeling it. But that's interesting that something like that has like at least been looked into a little deeper than like my little Twitch chat question.
Hmm. I would just say stay tuned.
Ooh. It's an interesting concept.
Mhm. I don't think the idea has completely died yet.
Okay.
Any other mods here? Pizza Saber.
Oh my
That
god.
was order Domino's pizza from in game. I literally made the entire mod, but I could not get like the final the final purchase to work.
The Domino's API was undocumented. That was very sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we were. It was like he had everything. He had like the UI. You
Well-
could select stuff. You could. It was so close to completion, but the Domino's API is just awful.
Oh
It
no.
just didn't.
Wait,
It didn't
so
work
you just
out.
had a window of their website open like in game in like the menu?
No, it was a full with Beat Saber UI, fully implemented. The menu. You can enter your payment details.
Uh-huh.
It found your location, everything like that, and it was all through Beat Saber UI.
It was like it was good
It
stuff.
was very fancy.
I'm really
like,
disappointed.
I was
it didn't
egging
work.
Auros,
Yeah.
but the Domino's API. Oh my god.
Oh.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Speaking of the devil, we just had Domino's last night for dinner. So
Other than
Dude,
that,
Domino's is freaking amazing. I mean, could something like
Yeah.
that work with DoorDash? Like a DoorDash kind of ordering?
if they have a working API, then maybe.
Here's the thing: through every single kind of food delivery kind of thing, none of them have public APIs, and if they do, it's for like the business running service. So if you had like a local restaurant, you would use the DoorDash API, so people could go to your business through DoorDash, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's nothing for
Yeah.
the consumer.
Oh yeah, Domino's had like the only API that allowed you as the customer to place orders and not you, the business, to let people know that hey, we have stuff to pick up.
Yeah, Domino's, if you're listening, hit Auros up. Come on, fix your
We
API.
gotta get Pizza Saber.
Come on, you can make this happen, Domino's.
There could be commercials, everything. Like, shoot, I would be down to just be playing. What's a map that hurt me recently?
No.
Bobby
You
Sacrament
just
and
play
order a pizza at the same time.
No, you just play the Domino's level that what Gus Johnson did the original audio for.
Yeah,
Oh my
71
god.
piping hot Domino's one topping pizzas, and you
Yeah.
can order them.
How to
Oh,
get
damn.
one free Domino's one topping pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. As like a vice versa of the original question, what are some mods that you guys made that you might have thought would have been kind of a bitch to make that were actually really easy to make?
Mm. Honestly, model downloader was like, I've wanted that mod for a long time, but I never made it because I was really dreading like getting everything up. And originally when I wanted to do it, my programming experience was definitely not quite there. But once I actually got into the thick of it, it was surprisingly easy. I guess like having the Beat Saber downloader mod and like stuff I could reference there did help, but it was, like I said, I cranked it out in a day, and I think it turned out pretty well. So it was definitely easier than I was dreading.
Yeah, day's pretty good.
Yeah.
I get this mod isn't actually released, but I will also say the chroma toggle rewrite again. Like when Auros and I was like, "Hey, yo, chroma toggle was pretty fun. We should remake this." In my head, I was thinking, I mean, that model was kind of big. How are we going to remake all of it from scratch? That just seemed like a daunting task. But obviously, Auros and I both grown so much as developers over the Beat Saber's life that it was actually like much easier to get chroma toggle to a working prototype than I thought. Like it was very easy.
Wow.
Mm.
I feel like there's more mods where I was like, you know what, this won't take that long. I get into it and then I hit like an issue with UI and then I start crying. But hmm, if I were to say if there was a mod that didn't really take that, like I thought it was gonna be really painful, but like wasn't. Hmm. This is actually really interesting because I don't really run into it that much, and when I do run into it, it's like a mod I can't really talk about. Maybe I'd say replay V2. I think initially, like getting everything just kind of set up was relatively pretty easy, but then you hit all the bugs and stuff like that, and then we spent a lot of time like refining the system. So I think prototyping a mod is incredibly easy, and then you hit the pain.
Okay.
I get we meme a lot about Beat Saber multiplayer being 85% done for like over 2 years and shit, but I bet you that last 15% was just
Hell.
the hell, like bug fixing, bug finding, just hell.
Yeah. The way you guys are like talking about your stories, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that.
Okay, maybe I made a mod called Vote Skip, which I made it in I think no, yeah, I think for like 40 minutes. I think probably a bit less than that, but like it literally is just allows people to vote skip the song that you're currently playing.
It's actually
It's
pretty
super
helpful.
simple mod, and you can set it, you can configure it to like have like 10 votes, and then you just get exited out of the song.
Like without warning, it just yeets you out.
Yep, without warning, it just yeets you out.
Wait. What if it tied in with like polls, like channel polls?
No.
Like over the course of a minute, if it receives like a 70% threshold of like vote skipping, it'll skip.
Yeah, honestly, the Twitch's polling API, I think they recently made it more public, so shit, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, if Chatcore starts like supporting that, that would be pretty.
Oh my god,
boggin'.
imagine like somebody asks like a top player to play like a high ranked PP map, and they're actually looking like they're gonna PB it, and like people decided to just fucking yeet them out.
That's just
Pretty
them
good.
having a toxic Twitch chat.
Yeah, I feel like more people would have installed Skip, but I don't really. I make a lot of mods, but I don't really advertise a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that was a thing. Did you put it in like PC mods or whatever? Damn.
There are a ton of mods that I just kind of never officially released. I just kind of put them on GitHub and more or less forgot them.
Yeah, understandable.
I'll admit, I've straight up not made a lot of any Beat Saber mods ever since I started going ham with Pro-Mapper. Like, that was just my main focus.
Yeah.
All right, Mello, when I wrote this next question, I imagined you saying the quote at the end.
Yeah, I can see that. You butt. All right, so I'm just gonna say exactly how I would say it, and this kind of came up already in the last question. Obviously, you guys like feedback from the community. You like hearing when you got bugs. You like hearing when things are going good. Have you ever had someone tell you like a mod idea, and you're just like, and here's the quotation that he says sounds like me. Yo, that sounds like a great mod idea. And you've ever made a mod off of that kind of idea?
Let me get my list of mods out again.
I don't think I've actually ever had people like directly come up to me with a mod idea. Like, I've had people come up to me for like feature requests to Counters Plus. Like, what was a good one? So the progress counter at the bottom that kind of like goes in a circle. Someone came up to me and asked, "Hey, would it be interesting to have it display like beat rather than like straight up seconds?" You know? Yeah, I mean that seemed interesting enough from a mapping perspective, so I added it.
What if you made a mod where it picked a specific note in a song and showed its point of view from like where it spawned to its death where it gets slashed?
Oh,
I think okay,
Megalon made
that sounds familiar. Actually.
Megalon made that a mod. Like it was an addition.
Really?
To
Oh
Plus.
my-
No, Camera Plus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone did that a while ago. That sounds very familiar.
one of my early custom notes, like before Model Saber V2, was custom notes, but I put a camera on them. So whenever a note spawned, it would overwrite your headset camera, and then you would stare back at your player, and you'd have to like hit yourself. It's a good idea, but the problem is when I actually introduced like model previews in the main menu, whenever you selected them, it would break the game. So I had to like I had to 1984 them. They're gone everywhere. You can't find them.
I was assuming that monkey brain, moving a player's headset view without their consent is like.
Oh yeah, no, it's awful. Don't do it.
Don't do it. But apparently that was the issue. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, like they weren't good to play with. I don't think anyone actually used them, but it was funny.
It was funny.
It was pretty funny.
When it comes to me, a lot of people come to me for mod ideas. I'd say I'm trying because obviously commissions. If I really like the idea, of course I'm gonna put I'm gonna really make the mod and it's gonna be like crazy. But I can't. I think commissions aren't fair because I'm kind of being paid to work on it. So there have been a few mods that I really like the idea of, and then I turned it into a mod. But I can't wait. Let me go to my GitHub really quickly because recently than not, I've been more of the mods that I make have been commissions and not things that I've just kind of wanted to make. But I'd say there's probably one or two mods that I heard the idea of and then I turned it into a mod. I just need to go through the list. Actually, a lot of the mods that people have just kind of given me ideas for, I am still working on. So, yeah. There's actually anything.
I know that Bandit wanted to put together that Image Factory one.
Yeah, Image Factory. That was
the
fun.
best mod.
That was a commission, wasn't it? Yeah.
That and Auros, didn't Denya come to you about that like chat mod?
What chat mod?
You look behind you and there's like a bunch of squares that are buttons that you can use to kind of like either like ban people in chat or something like that.
Yeah, that was not Denya, that was actually Monty. Monty commissioned both actions, the chat square mod, as well as what was the other mod he commissioned?
I misremembered then.
No, I mean like they both the two of them were beta. Like they were the only two people who had access to it for.
To be fair, Auros also banned Denya using that.
Yeah, I remember. That's what I remember. Yeah.
That's the sole purpose
trailer
of that mod, just being able to ban Denya.
Yeah, banning Denya.
He commissioned 3 things for me. 2 of them, I literally cannot remember the other mod. Is that not good?
I mean, you do make a lot of mods.
You are commissioned a lot. Like you're probably the most, probably are among the most commissioned modders.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same too. Oh yeah, Monty also commissioned Debris or Debris, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
That one he wanted to have it so like when he goes into like a map that like if it was above a certain jump speed or whatever, it would turn off Debris entirely. But if it was a slow song, you just didn't want to manually toggle it on and off.
Yeah.
If you commission me, you'll often find that you want one feature, and then I'll turn it into a mod with that one feature, but with also 8 other features inside. I like to do that, and I only pay the person for the one feature. Even if like I add 9 other features as well. There are some mods made by me that are basically the entire mod is just one very small feature. Those are the mods you don't really hear about though. They're usually private or just kind of just not really talked about.
Right.
And one mod that I definitely did not want to release or anything of the sort was Author's Veto, which made it so you can insert a modder's not a modder, a mapper's name, and you would not be able to play any of their songs. Obviously, some people would not be happy with that. Obviously, mappers, but
Yeah, I could
it
see
was
that.
it was a commission from someone, so they're the only person who has access to the mod.
Okay.
I think as far as ideas go, I get I get a lot of pretty good ideas in DMs. More so for features, I'd say. Like I think it was Flea that told me, "Hey, you should add note scaling to custom notes," and I think that really helped. Like being able to scale notes to the size you like really, in my opinion, helped the competitive community a lot, and including some good default custom notes for accuracy, like one with a dot and the small notes that Sphinx has. I think that helped, and a lot of those were suggestions from other people. I do get a lot of like full mod ideas that I go, hey, that's a pretty good mod idea, and then I forget about them. So if you DM me with something like that and then I forget, sorry, please DM me again. I'm not very good at remembering things.
Honestly, it's actually interesting you say that, because I feel like ever since I started more publicly been doing mod commissions, people have DM'd me less about oh, could you with less with mod requests or feature requests, and more like, oh, I would like to commission this from you, or can you commission this for me? I've turned down lots of commissions because people try to commission me with oh, can you I was wondering if a mod would be possible, but then they'd be like, can you make it so Counters Plus does this, and can you make it so Counters Plus does that? And I have probably gotten about 6 or 7 people asking me to add features to Counters Plus, and I'm like,
Wrong guy, chief.
wrong person.
Yeah, you got the wrong dude.
Yeah.
Is that Auros VR famous?
You're not that guy.
Counters Plus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like more people have been kind of reluctant to come with me with just kind of raw ideas, although I do get them, but I feel like more often than not, getting an offer for a commission, which I actually just woke up to one today.
Let's
So
go.
you might see
Yo,
that.
Mm.
Oh,
Make him bank.
I know I usually send you like shit post ideas too. I'm guilty of that. I'm sorry.
no, honestly, it's okay. Mello, one day I should just tell me whatever, and I have to make it for you. That would be kind of fun.
Oh boy, you're opening up a whole can of worms with me, my friend.
That's something you're probably going to.
It's gonna be wild. I'm gonna plug in my MIDI. I want to plug in my MIDI controller and just be able to play like a full on like DJing like rave concert kind of a thing in Beat Saber. Boom.
Easy.
Something that I've always kind of wanted to see if it's possible to implement, but probably not, because I've seen like a video of like Skyrim, for example. I think like what they do with their vision in that game is that they have only what's in front of you showing, and that everything like behind you actually like isn't showing until you turn around. So I don't know if like this is possible, but I've always wanted like a third person camera in Skyrim VR, and I've wanted to put my like OC model in the game and have just like this like essentially like camera 2 follow me around as I'm like this cat girl punching things in Skyrim VR. I think that would be very entertaining to watch, but I don't know if that's possible.
Well, it's a Bethesda game. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's possible, it's probably already done. Maybe you could use like live or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone gave me the idea. It wouldn't be for really streaming, but just in general, where you have in your VR headset, you have like an overlay application which renders an avatar on you.
Yeah.
So when you're playing games like Skyrim VR, then in your headset at least you can see that you're an anime girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of those games you don't have a physical body, and it can be a little bit unimmersive.
Yeah.
So I have the idea. I know how to do it, but I just never really. Well, I did get around to it, but I was being petty and I didn't want to use Steam VR. So I tried to get around using SteamVR, but it just wouldn't. I couldn't really get around using SteamVR. So I'll probably return to it if I'm bored.
Hmm.
So I can probably put it on Steam and sell it for money.
All
Let's
right.
go.
I don't know if you guys had any hand in the pack, but so this questions would probably mostly be for Bobbie. What are some behind the scenes stories with the Friday Night Funkin Pack that you might want to share?
Oh man, that was I am surprised that turned out how it did. I basically just like, it's something I had in the back of my mind for a while, but
Mhm.
I heard that someone else might be working on it. And like I never really saw anything, so I figured, hey, might as well. I'll just make the platforms. And then I kind of got pressured into doing the songs as well.
Mhm.
And honest to God, I have no idea how that. I think it took 2.5 weeks for everything to be mapped. Like it was a short notice. I hadn't even talked to like half of the people who were mapping before.
Yeah, that sounds
Like
like
it
a
was.
scramble. Holy shit.
I really scrambled to get stuff done, but it turned out like really well. Like I got a lot of big name mappers that I like their maps for. I think there was a good variety in them,
Mhm.
and like I really scrambled to get those platforms done, but I think they turned out surprisingly well
Yeah.
for what I did.
I'll be honest, like just straight up honest to both you, the Blockade cast members, and the Bobbie. I did not think you guys could like get Beat Saber events to match the Friday Night Funkin' character
Oh yeah,
movements.
I should talk about that. So the way that in the Friday Night Funkin' Pack, there's a platform, and you have the characters talking in game, just
Yeah.
like they would in Friday Night Funkin', but it's the actual 3D animated characters doing it.
Mhm.
So basically, the way that works is each movement is bound to a specific lighting event that the platforms can get. So if you're playing the song normally, it just it looks like a normal song with normal lighting. They all have normal lighting, but on the platform, I have special events, and I basically like downloaded all of the actual Friday Night Funkin' charts, and I wrote a script to convert that movement data to platform events, and it's really like,
It is
and
seamless.
it works surprisingly well for what it is. There's also, I think, BPM syncing,
Mhm.
which is literally like it only works on the Friday Night Funkin' songs because the way I did it is super scuffed. But basically, I just have an event for each BPM value, and they're all like hard coded. It was a pain. And
Wow.
I think the script I wrote for conversion is like 500 lines long, just because I have to do
Oof.
so much stuff, and like all the animations for the characters were done by me. I don't know how to 3D animate like at all, so they're not very good, and I don't really like I probably hit up like 7 different people, but it was such short notice, and like a lot of them weren't really familiar with what exactly I wanted to do, so I just bit the bullet and did it myself.
I
So like again, I have literally no idea how it turned out well, but things have things tend to go that way, I guess.
It would be such a shame if someone played the maps with static lights and you'd only be having
Oh
the idle
God,
character
can
I
animations.
noticed that if you have no effects, it doesn't do any of the animations.
Dude, whoops has like the largest impression by
600,000
far.
views, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it has
Oh.
like 700,000 views, and he played with static lights.
Oh, feels bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, I noticed
I
that.
really should have told him, but I didn't. I thought he would figure it out, but
Don't worry, Wolves, we still love you.
yeah, no. Shout out to Whoops for playing the pack.
No, yeah.
Honestly, shout out to all the YouTubers. I worked like decently closely with, I think, 6 before the pack's release. Like I gave it to him a week early and let him record,
Hmm.
and I think it turned out like I'm gonna do this shit again sometime when I have a good idea.
Yeah, you did an amazing job with the Fall Guys pack too.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. That's I don't think I would have been able to do the Friday Night Funkin' Pack without the experience I got from doing that. I also had a lot longer to do that. I think it took more like a month to a month and a half versus the 2 or 3 weeks I spent on the Friday Night Funkin' Pack.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did participate in the Fall Guys pack.
Yeah.
I mapped one of the songs in 360, and I also gave Bobbie the idea on the 360 platform. I'm not sure exactly which one. I'm not sure which it's called.
Yeah, I think it was called Jump Club. Like it's the one where the thing rotates around in game.
I gave him the
that would
idea
make
to
sense.
actually like have the TV screens have a camera pulling like shooting back at you, and so you could see yourself as you were playing the 360 platform.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
I'm pretty proud of how that one went. Honestly, I'm glad Caeden gave me the idea to do like a 360 platform. I think if like Friday Night Funkin' allowed for something like that, I totally would have done something similar. Like that's the one thing I think I did better in the Fall Guys pack
Hmm.
was the 360 stuff.
I will also say the only reason I came up with that idea was because ChromeMapper has the option to import custom platforms. So I imported his prototype of the 360 platform just to map the 360 map. And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be cool if I could see myself placing everything with the TV display? Hey, Bobbie, you should like.
Yeah, no, it turned out pretty cool.
I wish I had the play space for 360 maps.
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't really take off because doing
like,
it wired kind of sucks.
Well, yeah. Also that and like publicly available mapping tools just don't support 360 at all.
Yeah, I guess ChromeMapper is still kind of the only way to do it, and it's still in beta, isn't it?
It's coming out soon, TM.
Let's go.
So, with the success of the Friday Night Funkin' Pack, hold on, I need coffee. Ah, my throat's dry. Ah, cut that out. You're gonna cut that out.
God,
No,
No, he's not going to cut it out. I will pay him to not cut that out.
leave it
Okay.
in.
that's going
No.
directly on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Course,
So, anyways, haha, nothing happened. So obviously, you guys did get some feedback from the Fall Guys like official Twitter. Did you guys get any like recognition from the Friday Night Funkin' Pack?
Like officially, I don't think I got like any of the devs. Like I don't know if they saw it or not. I didn't see anything. There were like a lot of videos made on it, and a lot of cool people. You know, they streamed it or made videos on it, and I'm really a fan of that. But as far as like official recognition goes, not really. Although someone is making like a legitimate Friday Night Funkin' game in VR, and you know I'm supplying a lot of the platforms for it. I'm helping with some of the modeling, which I think is pretty cool, and I think it has the potential to be like bigger, especially because it's a dedicated game and it's on Quest, and like it's looking good. So if you like the pack, go check out Friday Night Funkin' VR.
Shit. Okay, I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Also, to kind of like backtrack, one second, just to like backtrack on the Fall Guys question as well. What was your guys' reaction just getting like actual recognition from the official Fall Guys Twitter?
I don't know, man. It happened. Like I don't. That's like probably the most people that will ever see anything I work on. Like in one concentrated spot. It was pretty cool. But like as far as actually helping the pack goes, I think they retweeted like a clip of Nacy playing a beta version, and like
Right.
it didn't actually have any information on the pack itself. So I think as far as actually helping it, it didn't do a ton because you know there's no links. Nobody really knows who made it, where to get it. But I think it was definitely cool.
Yeah, I mentally gave Bobbie all of the credit considering I only worked on one specific song for one specific obscure difficulty.
I mean it was pretty neat for sure.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good
I
shit.
enjoyed working on it.
Yeah.
All right. who are your go-to contacts to help test out mods?
Me, myself, and I.
Oh,
Yeah, I personally, I don't. I'm trying to think. I don't really have anyone that's like a
no guinea
go-to
pigs.
besides just like
Well-
personal friends. And if I really need something tested, usually I'll make a Twitter post saying, "Hey, DM me if you wanna test shit," and people will DM me.
There was that one Discord group that you started for what mod was it?
Who? What?
Yeah, you started a Discord group one time.
Oh, I forgot. Oh God. Oh, I mentally blocked out custom alerts. That like it was definitely a cool idea, but Streamlabs cucked me.
Oh.
Streamlabs, if you're listening, screw you.
I'm only imagining the Linus Torvalds in the video.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, Streamlabs, but basically, like, I was waiting for months to get an actual Streamlabs application approved so I could publicly release it and get everything set up for alerts. They just didn't respond to me for months. And like I tried multiple times. It never really got approved. And the mod itself did have like a couple bugs, like alerts weren't working properly. And I think Auros helped a lot with like making the mod not awful, but maybe we'll bring it back sometime, not using Streamlabs, but I think not getting the application approved and being stuck in the testing process for months kind of just destroyed any motivation I had for it.
I will actually revise. I will actually revise my answer. I for most of the time I do test my own stuff. However, there is like a dedicated group of testers in the BSMG who we just hand most of our mods to and just be like, hey, break our stuff, please, and report anything you find to us.
Yeah, there is like a dedicated testing area that you can throw stuff into that's private.
And that's actually helped a lot, just breaking stuff before we officially put it on like Mod Assistant and Beat Mods.
With some, I will definitely like send it to like I will just straight up release it, but just slowly, and then just kind of let it build up traction slowly. And if there's any major issues, that's where I find it, and then I do like the big release. Other mods that I know that like are either much bigger or I can see having issues, I will send to the people who I know will give me the most feedback. Particularly, you'll probably see Denya and or Monty with mods that I made and have not released yet because they are really good at giving me feedback. A lot of streamers actually, you will see. There were a handful of streamers who had like actions before I release it because I spent like a whole. It was probably like a whole month. I finished actions and I hadn't released it because it was just in testing that entire time. So if you stream Beat Saber and I kind of know you do and I know you'll give good feedback, I'll probably start sending mods to you.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed. Streamers, a lot of the time, if you stream, you'll give good feedback. That's like the main problem whenever I post on Twitter saying, hey, DM me if you want to test, I'll give it to them. I'll say, let me know if there's anything. And then they'll either they'll test it and not respond, or they'll just say like it was good or it was bad, which like you can't really do much about it. So
when you're watching a stream, the streamer is more likely to give like say anything like, oh yeah, if this button was over here, it would be a lot better for usability. That is incredibly useful.
I think like the lack of a filter when you're streaming, like you can just say stuff versus like if you're giving it back to someone in text format, you're gonna be like, is this important enough? It's not really that big of a deal. But with streaming, you can get like their actual, instant impression.
Speaking of, if you're having a bug with a mod or something's not working as you think it might, even if you think it's expected but it's a little weird, just report it to the modder.
I was
Please.
thinking that exact same thing. I was wanting to shamelessly plug that. Guys, please, for the love of God, report your bugs, suggest your features. Please give us feedback. We love it when you do and not when you don't.
I think custom notes was completely broken in conjunction with another mod for like 6 months, and like people knew, but nobody told me. So
Yeah,
that is like
but
nobody tells you.
that is like our biggest pet
Never
peeve.
need
Let me do
someone
something
else
right
to
now
tell
then.
them.
Yeah.
Let me test
Yeah.
something right now. The reason like I didn't bring this up is because I assumed somebody else probably would have already done it.
Give the
That's like
bystander
what
effect.
everyone else thinks.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
everyone thinks someone else would do it, and when everyone has that mindset, no one will put
Nobody
it.
does.
So I don't know if this was addressed when replays were like re-released, like the new version, but for a while, when I would like PB on a song and hit the replay button, like cool, I see my new high score, everything's great. If I ever play the song again, if I got like any play, whether it be like higher score or lower score, it would just override my high score replay.
Auros is like,
Oh, Seth has his hands in his
yeah,
face.
he's suffering.
He died inside.
Oh,
Adding it to the Trello.
He's adding it to the Trello.
Funny. Me and Umber have probably collected about 14 bugs. Something's wrong with the, like the latest version. And when I say like we've collected them, I would say I go up to people like explicitly, either like I target people individually in VCs, text channels, wherever I am, and then I will ask the person, "Have you seen any issues with the latest Score Saver version?" And then it's like it's like, "Oh no, it's fine. Oh, but wait, there is this one small thing," and then it's like a major issue, like what you just said. I've gotten 14 different bug reports that way. If I hadn't asked anyone explicitly to their targeting them, then I probably would not have heard that at all.
Yeah. Thank you for doing your due diligence and reporting.
Thank you
these
for
bugs.
being a shining example of exactly what to do. even if we don't what do you say? Like, hey, thanks for your bug report. You're doing your job. Well, whatever.
it
Like,
got to the
if
point.
Even if we sound like we're dying inside, we still appreciate you reporting it
Yeah.
to us.
If you report bugs to mod authors, I will personally come to your house and kiss you.
It got to the point where if I wasn't about to get a new high score on a song, I would just exit out at the last second because I didn't want to override my replay of my high score.
Man. Yeah.
But yeah, TLDR, please report everything you see.
Please do.
Please do.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we don't sound like we truly appreciate it, please know that we do truly appreciate it.
All
I
right.
just want to bring this up too because I've seen this a little bit on Twitter, the greatest website in the world.
Yep.
For anyone that's listening and ever has a problem with a mod, rather than going on Twitter and just bashing the hell out of a mod and saying it's dumb, report the issue. It's not that hard.
I've already had to go on Twitter and roast someone for talking shit about my mod and not actually reporting it to me. I did not feel good. I did not feel good doing it, but
And
it
looked,
just reported.
it looked like they were also remorseful about the way they did it too. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not like mod authors are, they're maliciously not updating stuff, or
Right.
most of the time, or like it's not that they're like being super lazy a lot of the time. They just like legitimately might not know. So before bashing them, give them a nice little DM. Say, hey, this is a problem, and they'll probably be happy to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my main issue with like the way the community is. People are kind of afraid of modders. I've had people who either come to me because they're too afraid to DM Umbra, or they're no one DMs me and I have to find the issue by explicitly going up to people and finding out the issue. First fun fact: if you DM Umbra and you DM Umbra something about Score Saber or whatever, and he doesn't reply, expect that. But he's definitely he's read it and he's acknowledged it. So if you're don't expect a reply, but it's not like he's just completely ignoring it. He's definitely acknowledged it.
Yeah.
And if it's an issue, he'll look into it. If it's me, do not be afraid to DM me, please. I've countless times where I've had a mod and then there's like an issue or mod incompatibility. I don't hear about it for 1 to 2 months.
I'll admit this is probably the first time where I've actually begged someone in the community for something, but like please don't be afraid to report. Make our mods and software better. Please report bugs. I am begging you.
I think I get 10 DMs a day about how to install mods, and if like I guarantee you, whatever you DM me is probably gonna be less stupid than that, and I put up with it. So please don't be scared.
Okay, so moving on to the next question really quick. Obviously, as you mentioned before, this community is big, and we have a lot of people that are like learning modding today or have been modding since the beginning. Are there any other modders you think that are deserving of recognition in the community?
All right. I'll start because I know exactly the one.
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of.
Nala Luna.
I knew it.
Nala Luna. The pretty much.
I wrote that question with Nala Luna in mind.
I am calling out Nala Luna right now, not in a bad way, but like Nala Luna deserves more respect. Like I will admit this right now. Nala Luna got like I don't know why they would do it, but someone in the like a group of people in the BSMG legitimately cyberbullied Nala Luna, and that
what
that drew them out of the BSMG entirely, and I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, Nala Luna made so much cool shit, and they're still making so much cool shit, but to get that kind of treatment just because they're a cat girl and YouTube videos, like what?
I'm grabbing a shotgun. I'll be right back.
Like it's stupid. Like Nala Luna, we appreciate your work. Like we're sorry you had to deal with that, and we've even had to close down reactions in the PC mods channel as a moderative action because of that.
Yeah, it was the whole thing. Honestly, like personally, I think the low level modders don't get enough recognition. Like the people doing the dirty work. So like, Denike, he makes BSIPA, and basically no one knows who he is, despite him like essentially being the reason that PC modding exists as is. But he's not like as well known as many other modders, which I think sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say probably Shadnix. I think for the entirety of 1.15 and 1.16, I kind of like turned off when it came to all of the mod approvals, because every single mod on the assistant has to be approved. I was kind of out of it, and I didn't really want to do them because I was doing it for the past 5 major game versions, and Shadnix kind of did most, if not all of them, up until very recently. So huge shout out to Shadnix, does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Also, I would also say Auros too. Auros kind of silently goes into a lot of people's mods and cleans them up, fixes bugs, and it's actually really nice and does a lot of optimization stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish my phone isn't loading anything right now, so it's really annoying.
Yeah. I will repeat Bobbie's recommendation of Denike and SC280 SCAD.
Yeah,
they are the low-level big brains of the modding community. Like they know just about everything you could want with modding, and well, not about the game itself, though, just general low-level modding.
Yeah, if you use Beat Saber mods and appreciate it, go give them support. The donation links will be in the description.
Yeah. We will absolutely be putting the BSMG wiki about page. And you can
go give them some appreciation, even if you don't have money to give. Just like, I'm sure a thanks would be super appreciated.
I will also
absolutely.
Also, repeat Auros. Auros has been an absolute blessing. Pink too. Pink has been sort of carrying Quest
Yeah.
with SCAD.
Those two are like the bastions of the Quest community. Like it wouldn't exist without them.
Stack Double Flow has also been carrying the Quest modding a bit. Like he's been helping SCAD out with some of the low level stuff. And Stack Double Flow is very young too. Like Jesus, like Jimmy Neutron over
They're
there.
smarter than everyone in the right now.
Oh
Like,
shit.
Stack is literally Jimmy Neutron.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe I would also say Pixel Boom. Pixel Boom has been going around with a lot of the
Pixel Bloom, I believe.
Playlist?
Pixel is a new one, and he's just been like,
playlists and multiplayer.
yeah, playlist and
Activate
multiplayer.
going
All
on.
right, I'll
Yeah.
also shout out Goobwobble, who has been spearheading multiplayer extensions. Kevman, and I don't remember
Python.
whoever else for Beat
Python.
Together, huh?
Python.
Python. Yeah. Beat Together crew. Those guys, allowing like 15 players in a multiplayer lobby. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Can I be real with you, like right now?
Uh-huh.
Every modder deserves an appreciation. Like,
Yeah, like as you can
clap for the
tell,
modders.
without them, the community just wouldn't really function. That and most people maybe haven't heard of him because it's not like as appealing as the guy who works on custom notes or the guy who does whatever. But
Yeah.
Honestly,
The
Pick-
flashiest mods definitely get like most Tony Macaroni, although kind of suspicious kind of upbringing. They came out of nowhere and then became one of the most well-known modders.
yeah, they made this the guy behind Saber Factory, Scribble, just like a
Oh,
ton of
okay.
other Trick Saber.
I remember the
Python.
first time I heard Tony Macaroni's name, I didn't recognize it until I remember seeing the little like anime girl with like the Joker makeup, and I was like, oh, now I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
honestly, it's hard to pick just one
it
because
really
like
is.
I've said this on Twitter and on Discord a couple times. I will say it again. Beat Saber modders are probably just straight up one of the most underappreciated groups in the community. Like, period.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's hard to pick just one when they're all not getting a lot of appreciation to begin with. Granted, some of them are like absolutely, some of them are, but most of them absolutely deserve more shout outs.
For sure.
Most of the people, like without just even one or two people, a lot of things would be very different in this community.
Yeah.
All right, we are approaching our last couple questions. For Bobbie, how life-changing was receiving Aiko's Pog emote of your OC?
My life has honestly never been the same. Every time I go to bed, I have like a little Pogby shrine. I pray to it. I pray to the Pog gods. All of my emotes and my OCs are based around it. Life truly was forever changed. I love Aiko though. She's like legitimately a good artist, a good person to be around. If you need like art commissions, go hit her up. She's pretty cool.
And she's popping off right now as a streamer.
Let's go.
She is
Oh
popping off
yeah.
as a
She's
VTuber.
she's doing VTuber streams as well, isn't she?
Mhm. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Been popping off there.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So last question. I get to ask this one because Auros, I asked you nicely on Twitter. And you guys kind of mentioned it a little bit, prior. Obviously, modders deserve all the love and respect in the world, and we want to support you. So, plug your shit, boys. Where can we support you guys?
Okay, they are all nominating me to go first. Do you just want me to like send stuff in the channel or?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I can
Yeah.
provide it in the descriptions.
Okay. Let me just type that out real quick. That is not how you spell it. Caeden.
Afton.
Is that right? Okay, that close enough. It doesn't embed. Patreon.com/Caeden117. I do host a Patreon. That's where you get Crow Mapper closed beta, even though it's I say it's coming out soon, TM, but I legitimately mean it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's legitimately coming soon. So yeah, if you want to throw money at me, go do it there.
Yeah. Patreon.com/BobbieVR. Please throw money at me so I can buy insulin because goddamn.
Oh yeah, American medical industry.
I can
insulin is
I can
pretty
vouch for that.
expensive.
If you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
insurance, it's $700 a month. Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I think twitter.com/VRBobbie. I post previews of my stuff. I'll post random memes. Everything I post is, in my opinion, somewhat high quality. So go check that out if you want good content.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Answer then go for it.
Yeah, you can go to patreon.com/AurosNexus is the most newest way of you can support me. I know I made it, and I was actually waiting to release another project, which might completely flip the community around. It's still a work in progress. I'm right now I'm working with a designer on part of it. I think it's going to be really, really, really big when it comes out, but that I was waiting to release my Patreon, but I look at you said please, so I release it then. And Ko-fi.com/OSNext is another way if you just want to send like a little amount my way. But I will say, and I kind of want to ask you to put this part on Twitter.
Okay.
If you use a mod, or if you're just using any sort of mod and you like it, or just anything, if you appreciate the tiny extra amount of time or less time that it takes you to do this, or appreciate downloading models in game, or you appreciate the fast loading times in Songcore, or you appreciate the cool game modes that Nala Luna makes, or if you do just anything, I don't care what it is, just go to the modder, DM them, thanks. Just say thank you for whatever. It doesn't. It makes everyone's day because I think people are more like afraid like to talk to the modder since they're probably oh look, they're probably busy. They're they're doing this, they're doing that.
Yeah, no, like I can vouch for that. Like even when I make like YouTube stuff, it's very difficult to grow on YouTube. You notice a lot of like your work goes kind of like unwatched, but I got a comment like the other day through a DM saying like, "Hey, I watched all your videos. You're doing a good job. Like keep it up." And just little shit like that is just fucking mind-blowing. And it is
that's what keeps you
amazing.
going.
Yeah. Like you see
Okay.
that and you're like, all right, and it just gives you a fucking burst of like energy. Like, okay, like more coming.
If you're a Quest Boy 1206, or if you're Garsh, or a super big pro player, or like a super famous person, or you don't even play Beat Saber and you just like to watch Bandu on YouTube, just go to a modder and just say thanks for what you do, because even that is really, really, really powerful.
God, yeah, I
cheers to
can
that.
imagine if somebody like wasn't even invested in the game and they took the time out of their day to like learn who the person was behind something and reach out. That is a massive like amount of investment for somebody to want to do that. That would be an honor to receive something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you would also like, if there's like a motto that's not in this call right now who you'd also like to support, bsng.wiki/about/mottos.html, that has a list of all of the at least English Beat Saber mottos that you can go ahead and support. The BSMG wiki is also open source, so if anyone wants to add mottos or anyone else to that about page, so they could get some recognition and advertise their donation links and all of that, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Do it.
Everyone does this for free, and
I could tell you right now that I am supporting these two gentlemen right now on patreon.com/AurosNexus and patreon.com/VRBobbie.
Oh,
Or Bobbie
yeah, brother.
VR, one of the two.
Yeah. It's Bobbie VR, I think. Cheers.
Cheers.
Just make sure. I don't care how you support. Just support
Yeah,
because
any kind of
it's
support
so much better than nothing.
is-
Even
Yeah.
a thank you is amazing,
for
and
sure.
it's very empowering.
Man, I just want to hug and kiss all of you guys. You guys are freaking amazing.
Just come up here.
Just come up here.
All right,
We have
bet.
We're one
I'll be
state
there in
above.
5.
We're one state above.
See you soon.
see you soon, kiddo.
Yep, I'll be there right now.
All right. I think we're good to put a little bow on this and wrap things up podcast wise. Bobbie, Auros, Caeden, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for hosting. It was a good time.
Yeah, I genuinely enjoyed pretty much every discussion we had. Thank you.